I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are Kentucky Fried Critics.
He won't die. He won't fucking stay dead. Why won't he stay dead, Shane?
Well, that's why we're here, though.
He's still alive. He's still going. They're doing a new one.
That's why we had to do so many loose ends to catch up.
So we can
because
catch
there are
up.
so many, and so that way we can be there. Yes, Bo's
So we don't do like 13 years worth of Friday the 13th movies.
Bo's jumping the gun, dropping the knowledge that we just found out about the ongoing legacy of the franchise. As we mentioned before, Angry Orchard, who we are drinking, is the sponsor for the new sets of things, and they have announced their new official Jason for their new official movie. And I will let Bo tell you who it is, because this crosses more over, despite Jason being my guy, this crosses over
into
more into
my
your
world,
Yeah.
into my fucking carny ass world. It's former WWE superstar Braun Strowman. It's gonna be the biggest Jason ever.
Which is cool, but at the same time, I feel like
Perfect.
they're gonna have to do a lot more shots where he's not close to people. Right?
Otherwise, they'll just come up to his hip.
As much as you want him to be an intimidating presence, you don't want him to dwarf
comically.
people.
So
yeah. So I feel like they're going to be doing a lot more shots of using his size just to
forced
show how
perspective.
intimidating he is. Yeah. Not necessarily to show us like he towers over people.
It's
They might.
Perfect role for him. He doesn't have
Maybe
to
they're
talk.
doing Super Jason, right? Like, again, this is a franchise that is
He's
now
brought back
embraced
by
the
a
silly.
mad scientist this time. It's like a cross between Jason and Frankenstein,
Well,
right?
It's just a super shredder. Right?
Yeah.
Like, he's gotten a hold of the ooze, and now he is super.
And
Jason.
keeping in tradition,
remember-
we had Kevin Nash before. Now we have Braun Strowman.
But remember, because again, this is the guy who died in the sewers in Manhattan, so he could have found the ooze.
The ooze. He could have.
So Super Jason is technically
The mutagen got on him.
Yeah, it's
so
in
now
the
we have
wheelhouse.
Super Jason.
It's in the wheelhouse. They could easily go that route.
I can't wait. It's gonna be great. No matter if it's bad or good, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love it.
Before we go any further, though, since that was a good thing, since we're talking about what Angry Orchard is sponsoring, let's go ahead and talk about what we're drinking today. No surprises here. We already said the whole month.
Yeah.
Is from one. You can buy this.
You can
go
buy
the
this.
pack.
It's a
got
pack
all
of
of them.
3
You can
each.
try everything we're trying. You can buy one pack and try the whole month with us.
Yes.
For a change.
And so far, worth it.
But so yes, this time we are doing
The blood orange.
and it is blood orange for the people who
on
are
Patreon. Look at this.
Yeah, audio only. You'll have to buy it.
Look
So
at,
you
it looks
can
like
see this.
strawberry juice.
It does indeed look like strawberry juice. Like, this is crazy red.
I expected it to look like Fanta or something when you poured it out.
Can equally is cool because this is the only can
That has the mask on it.
which is kind of weird.
A little bit. I would have done more, like maybe like one of the cans has like a camp cabin or like
And a machete.
Or a machete,
you
yeah.
can easily do like one thing
the
that
spear
represents
gun.
Jason.
Even the
each.
spear gun shows up in a couple of movies.
But no, they only have the one can that's very specifically Jason, and the rest of them are just spooky.
We're doing that one because this is the fucking movie.
Kinda. We've already had this debate. This is the movie that gets us the closest before we actually get there, right? Like, and I mean, super the close. The only thing that separates it from like the Jason I want, the Jason I
the
crave.
supernatural, undead, unstoppable monster.
Is
so close in this one.
It is so close. Like, is that in this one he is technically not supernaturally like it is crazy that he is back from the dead.
Yeah, he should be dead.
But we didn't see anything supernatural like
He wasn't struck by lightning or anything.
Yeah,
he just kind of woke up.
He's still just a dude, despite their best intentions.
Right.
Like,
they never outright say, yeah, he's supernatural monster.
Yeah. Well, and they still set it up to where he's, like in later ones, I feel like there's not even like bleeding from him anymore. It's totally like he is just this
dust
creature. Well, again, it's just like he just gets wounded, but there's no blood from the wound, right? But this one we still get, like his hand gets cut open. There's blood pouring down.
Right between the.
Yeah,
it's like
right.
he gave her the Vulcan salute, and she went, "Fuck you and your piece."
Well, now he just gets to make the coolest Vulcan salute.
The ultra Vulcan salute, all the way down to the wrist.
He gets to make everybody else jealous with how wide he gets his. Yeah.
It's like Lobster Boy.
But so yeah, this one is still just it, like I said, it dances the closest you can get.
Yeah, it's like Mike Myers in the first like
official,
3 of them, or
Like,
2
this
of
is-
them. Third one has fuck all to do with it.
6 is where we officially get and thankfully, go ahead and say that means we will get to that in our
Yeah.
month of loose
We'll get
ends
to
on
it.
this franchise. It'll be the one that we get to close out on, and it is my favorite in the franchise, which is also exciting.
It's a good one to end on.
It is, but this is the one that helps get us there, and so that's why this one is also important, though, because 6 is the culmination of the Tommy Jarvis trilogy, if you will,
as we call it, I
Yeah.
guess.
But this is the start. This is where we get the character. This is where he
It's
sets
baby
himself
Jarvis.
up.
Look at him.
Yeah,
He's so cute and small.
that's a good way to segue into our people, though, because who play again. This is why I'm just going on record to say some of these things about my favorite in the franchise, because I know that anybody who's a longtime listener, they would automatically assume
This one.
it would be this one, because I love Corey Feldman, I love Jason, I love the franchise. This is real Jason with a hockey mask.
Yeah,
like I
just
said,
mixing
last
all of
week,
the shit you're
you know,
saying. You're like,
yeah.
I love all that stuff. It's all here.
and that is true. But it's not. It's not my favorite. I've literally probably not. I've seen the whole franchise. I've seen them multiple times. I have probably not watched this particular entry into the franchise in a decade.
Wow.
It is what it is, dude. Again, I love Corey Feldman. I do. I love Jason, and this is very much. This is literally just supernatural Jason without the official announcement that he's supernatural. Because again, they don't announce it, but he takes some damage. There's
no fucking
no
way.
like 1, 2, and 3. He takes damage, and while they're unlikely to survive,
Right.
they are still people who might survive.
You know,
There-
there's the guy who got shot in the forehead in the Civil War. He lived. So who's to say you couldn't take an axe to the head and
Well,
be
but
okay?
again, we don't know how deep it went.
Yeah.
The hockey mask would definitely have
Could have
slowed that
blocked. You know,
down.
it could only went in. You're like that far. He's just can't move his pinky finger. now.
Exactly. So again, he could have
Can't
survived.
remember the 3rd grade.
But there are things that happen in this one that you just wouldn't have.
There's
You
no
wouldn't have kept
fucking way.
moving from.
No way.
Right? Just 100%. So so this one is definitely, again, like I said, it is as close as you could get to what I definitely like. I mean, in all but name official, he is supernatural Jason.
We're just
already.
missing the lightning strike that brings him back to life, right?
But I don't know why, but this one just it doesn't hit me the same.
Just doesn't hit it.
It's a very good entry into the franchise. It's not a bad one.
No.
3 was a bad one.
Yeah, 3 was a bad one.
This
This one's great
the
compared
3D
to 3.
gimmick got
overused,
The
and it wasn't
story-
even cool.
Yeah, the story wasn't super great.
Here,
you know.
have a joint.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Again, even the drug usage got pulled in more natural feeling
Right.
in this one. Like I was like, okay, the dude overplayed the
How fucking stoned he was, but
crazy, but at least the everything about when they decided to do it and everything was like, oh yeah, that's
it makes
natural.
way more sense.
The party is dwindling down. It's just a couple.
all
of
the other
people
couples
left.
have fucked off. He's the only one left. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna sit here and drink beer and watch Thomas Edison's porn collection, I guess.
That was a real movie. Did you know that?
Was it actually Thomas Edison?
No,
Oh.
that is a 1928 black and white silent movie called Betty's Bath. It's a real movie.
Nice.
Just
So,
since you brought it up,
go
I figured
find
I'd
it.
go
I
ahead and
bet
tell you.
it's a classic. I bet.
I guess it was definitely still. I mean, even though it wasn't Thomas Edison's,
Yeah.
it was still just black and white
Film
porn.
history right
No,
there.
Not at all, dude.
Well
It was-
worth study.
It was just pornographic Betty Boop, right? Like with the help that got written on the wall and everything.
I know. It's dressed
Okay.
like a little sailor and shit.
But
That's
yeah,
great.
so the Corey Feldman being here did not, however, trump. Again, I don't know what it is. I
It's
don't know
just
if it's-
missing something, right?
I don't know if it's
like you
the-
want something else, but it's not there. Like there's bits of it where you get a little bored
Well, again, I don't know
until
if
like the very end when like everybody dies.
For me, I feel like again, maybe it's just like a mental block that I needed that official announcement that he's the supernatural
right? I
killer.
need it. I need you to
I
tell
need
me
you to
he
actually-
is
well,
a zombie.
That we need the actual physical proof.
Yeah.
That something has brought him back. Since again, we could have been there, but 2 and 3 do their damnedest to be like, no, this kid never died as a kid.
Yep. He grew up into crazy hillbilly mountain man, saw his mom died. Now he kills people.
Yeah, but
And he just won't fucking die.
there's just something about it. But so let's going from Corey Feldman. We should go ahead talk about Jason himself. Jason in this one, Ted White. He's a guy that a lot of people consider the best in the franchise. Like the look.
Oh, he was really good in this one.
Well, he was an intimidating size. He's the tallest
currently.
Yeah,
until the new one comes out.
He was the tallest guy who's ever been in the suit.
Got them big broad shoulders and shit. Yeah, too. He's not like just a skinny tall guy. Like
he's a very
easily like 300 pounds.
But he also famously did not get along with the director of this one. And so that's why you can't. That's why you're watching the movie. His you don't see his name. There. Yeah, you don't see like Jason was blah 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 because it's just he did not want to be associated with it. He was a true stuntman, even though he wasn't hired for that. And so like this guy was doing unsafe stunts, and instead of saying this guy, that'll be our segue
into the
director.
Who the director
is. Because again, so this one, and maybe that's why the vibe is so different, right? Like. Even though, like, we've already been on record saying the storytelling device is way different for 1, 2, and 3. Like, you know, it's one is like a whodunit.
Yeah.
2 is like a half whodunit, half slasher. And 3 is a solid slasher.
Yeah.
But there's still, like, again, it was Milner as the producer and then Milner as the director. And so it was like there was cohesiveness still.
Yeah, this is the first one where it's just like
nobody,
whole new crew.
Nobody's attached. The only person who's had anything to do with him is Savini, who comes back to do the effects in this one. But again, he's been gone since 1.
Yeah, since the first one.
So we even barely get a connect there. It's still like disconnected connect, right? Like it's not even like close. But so we have Joseph Zito is our director. He was given this by Paramount. They were like, look, do you want to do it? And then he even, originally he was supposed to be the writer director. And he was like, I'm not a writer. And they were like, we'll double your pay. And he said,
I can try.
No. He told them that, but then he went out and hired someone himself with the extra money. Probably not all of it.
Oh, no, you know it wasn't.
And had that. So what he would do is he would go to meetings with like the producer that was helping with the story ideas, right? He would go to meetings with that guy and leave those to work on the script and then go straight to a hotel where he had the other dude waiting and then he would work on with that guy telling him the story beats that guy was saying, like maybe we should do something.
Here's the notes from my meeting, this is what we kind of want.
It gets better. And then he would then, after spending all day with that guy, go back to a meeting with the producer to be like, so this is what I get. These are the pages I got.
This is what I've got so far. He's just in the corner smoking weed, just like watching a dude type.
Well, again, in all fairness, that's genius.
It is. It's awesome. I have no notes.
I don't feel like he did anything.
I don't think he did either.
He told them, I'm not a writer. They said, we want you to do it anyway. And he just said,
I found a way to do it.
He said, with the money you gave me out of my own pocket, I paid someone.
Minus some interest.
And they did it. All's fair.
Hell yeah. And you got your fucking movie. What are you complaining about?
It is
genius. I love it.
Yeah. And so that I do believe was, so we've got 2 other writers. I wish I would have taken better notes on that part. It was one of those, like, I read the trivia fact and was like, that's so good, but then didn't think to
bother
write down
which writer it was.
Well, because we've got screenplay by Barney Cohen, but we also have story by Bruce Sackow. So I don't know which one of those.
We've complained about this several times. What's the difference between the screenplay writer and the story writer?
Well, especially in this situation where we know that one of them is the guy that talked to Zito and one of them is the guy that Zito talked to. That's literally the only 2 people those could be. So I don't know which one's which, but so somebody, Barney Cohen, either told shit to Zito and Zito told that to Sackow, or Sackow told things to Zito and Zito told us to
That's
Cohen.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's so good though.
Hollywood's fun.
This is it's produced by Mancuso Jr. So it's the guy who's like the president of Paramount. His son.
Mancuso. Bam.
Yep. It's his son. He produced it. Obviously, we got a little bit of But he did earn that.
Good for him.
Normally, you'd be like, "Oh, total nepotism," and especially in this case, because like normally Paramount back in the day, apparently they literally just used to like say we want another one and then do nothing. They wouldn't give extra money. They wouldn't help get it done. They would just be like, "We want it. Look,
Go
it's
figure out how to do
like
it."
independent movie,
Yeah.
but like released by a company.
Yeah. So we want it. Go do it.
And so they said
Figure it out.
They said the same thing. Mancuso Jr. getting to be the producer that was like getting to be like, yeah, so I was a producer, but normally they don't do anything, right? Well, but then his daddy got an early cut of the movie in like February of 84, right? And he was like, man, that looks fucking amazing. It looks better than I thought it was going to
Yeah,
look.
good job, son.
And so then originally it was going to be slotted for some kind of October release, like you would expect in
Yeah.
a slasher. But so when Mancuso Sr. saw it, he was like, well, fuck, do you know what we need to do? I'm going to see if I can secure us the next Friday the 13th and release it on that. And so the next
Yes.
Friday the 13th happened to be 2 months away. And so then what basically they are on record as Mancuso Jr. and Zito and a couple other people locked themselves into a fucking beach house to do all of the editing over like a
Nice.
solid week to make sure they could fucking get it.
I need a beach house. I need 9 pounds of cocaine, about like 40 cases of beer.
Look, it was the 80s, so we know that's true, but it's not written down anywhere, all right?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I need a lot of
But yeah,
cocaine.
that is totally one of those things where it's like Mancuso Jr., he earned his keep. He earned his keep.
Oh, yeah. Good job
Mainly
to not
'cause
just
his-
be a Nepo baby.
Well,
brother.
but mainly because his daddy was just so nepo, he forgot that things like that shouldn't. You
He's like,
can't
oh,
just-
I was expecting this to suck.
and then being like, can you finish it in 2 months?
2 months? You bet your ass I can, Dad.
And he did though, so we
Fuck
got to give him
yeah.
credit. But that I only say that as because before we started recording, you had mentioned to me, you were like, what was wrong with the editor? And now I didn't want to tell you then. I didn't want to tell you that I knew because normally I would never know who the editor is, and I
Yeah.
don't really know exactly like the person credited as editor, but I
Yeah.
can tell you that the editing team
Was these fucking guys. And they
in a
had,
crunch
They had
in
like
a
a
week.
couple of weeks to do this. All right, never mind. The editing is way better than it fucking should be. I retract any fucking thing I said earlier.
This is why I didn't say anything to you earlier. Like you said it before, and I was like, I definitely I want that to be on episode. Your reaction to finding out why the
I was
editing
like, okay,
was the way
never
it is.
mind. You did great for fucking like 4 weeks of having to do it.
Oh man, sometimes
Especially in the 80s when you had to cut that
Yes, like,
fucking
you
shit
really-
and tape it together
you
and all
really
that stupid
edited.
shit.
So that covers all of our top. That's our antagonists. That's our protagonists. That's our director, our producers. We've story writers. We're good
Yeah.
for that. Let's do the fast run through of our teen brigade,
Our victims.
which is massive in this.
There's a lot.
It got so hard for me to keep up with who's who.
Right.
They don't. We've said this about every Friday the 13th. None of them are as good as they should be about using character names. Because they're just like, these guys are all friends. They wouldn't be saying Paul to Paul
Yeah.
all the time. But in all fairness,
There's
if you need
9
us,
of you.
and you need us to know everybody's
Which one?
name,
Yeah.
then you should,
Should say it more often.
every time someone talks to somebody new, you should put their name in dialogue.
Ted. It's the only one I really remember because he kept making the want to kiss the teddy bear joke through the whole thing.
So we'll start with Ted. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ted is Lawrence Monason. He was in a couple of big 80s
Yeah, I've
movies.
seen him in something else. like some high
Last
school
American Virgin or something like that. That wasn't a guess. I was telling you.
I was like,
that is
uh,
the one. Or some it's something like that. But
movie.
he's
The high school movie.
yeah.
Yes, that's probably where I saw it.
So he
Never
was
would have remembered that title to save my life though.
He did a couple of 80s, but he was in TV shows. Like he did a bunch of 80s stuff. So I mean, you saw him in a bunch of things, but that's like other than this, that was like his other like big claim to
thing.
fame. Yeah. But he's totally sleazeball in this. Normally he plays like the wholesome like kid next
Yeah.
door kid. And you can still see
the
like
dude's best friend.
you can
right?
see that in his face too. Like I was like, he pulls off this character well, but I could see like looking at him, I was like, I still see that you would normally not be this guy.
You'd be more Crispen Glover's fucking character, really.
or something closer
Yeah.
to that for sure.
Maybe Doug.
There's a good segue to the
Yeah.
Crispen Glover of it all. Love Crispen Glover.
Been on the show before.
Gotta say, not as weird choices in this as there was in Back to the Future. He still made some weird choices on his character. The way he said certain things, the dance. I mean,
dance is the big thing everybody remembers.
We won't beat around that bush, but yeah, the dance. Apparently, really his dancing. It's what he thinks.
He goes out to the club.
Looks like.
Out there, that's his vogue, right? Because it's the 80s.
Do you know what bothered me more than his dancing, though? The way he pronounced the word cork. Did you hear him?
Corkscrew.
Cark? It was...
Ted, where's the corkscrew? It's a corkscrew. He's actually it's a 80s cock ring.
I'm telling you right now.
He's gonna go back up for round 2 with Terry or whatever her name was.
I so despised the way he said this, dude. Like, it bothered me way more than it probably should have, but it did. It definitely, I was just like, why is he saying cark? He only says it twice. Have you seen that corkscrew? I need the corkscrew.
And then he gets stabbed with the corkscrew.
Well, no, he gets stabbed without it. Originally, it was going to be the corkscrew.
Oh.
He got stabbed, I think it was just by a knife. It was just, we thought.
It makes sense it would be the corkscrew.
It was going to be.
Why wouldn't they do that?
I don't know. I'm not that person.
Tom Savini.
Especially in the
Tom
one
Savini, you're the special effects guy.
Well, especially in the one that has more blood and more tits. Like, that's kind of like it's what this one was named for.
The thing that pissed me off about the last one, I was like, "Where's my blood? Where's my tits?"
This one
the
definitely
whole
brought it back.
reason for this movie.
They brought it back.
Hell yeah, they came back hard in this one.
Crispen Glover playing Jimmy, the dorky friend.
Jimbo.
Well, again, and this group is just too big. It's so outrageous. So the group, we've already said, we got Ted and Jimmy. They are the outliers, right? Like, they don't have a girlfriend.
They're barely friends with these people, I guess.
The other people are all
coupled up.
It's two couples.
And they're two dipshit
Jimmy
friends.
And Ted, yeah. And so then for the couples, we have Samantha, who's one of, and I'll get into this in a minute, one of the possible final girls, because that's how this movie sets it up.
Yeah.
And I'll get into that more when we're finished. But so one of them is Samantha. She's just like this badass, very confident,
kind of sporty. She played soccer, she did.
Like more like even sexually confident, which is today, like, like seeing her character through today's eyes is just like, oh, that's just a normal person. But for 1984, she was so ahead of, like, she was like, I don't care what they think.
Yeah,
I do what I do. If I want to have sex, I have sex.
I have sex, but I'm only having sex with this one person.
I don't care what those people say about me.
I don't sleep with everybody.
That's on them for thinking that. And it's on you for also trying to perpetuate it. Like, bravo.
They have like the reputation conversation.
Yeah.
She's like, it's nothing you can do. I got my reputation like 6th grade, so it was just fucked from then.
So Samantha, she comes across as this very confident person to where you're like, she could be the final girl. She could be, maybe not. In Friday the 13th rules, usually it's, again, if you have sex or you do drugs, you're dying.
Yeah.
This is maybe before, like, the rules are set in stone, so you wouldn't automatically know that. Because this is also the era of Friday the 13th where of Nightmare on Elm Street, where the final girl could literally have been anybody.
Yeah.
Right? Like, sometimes it was the badass. Or at least the badass definitely got a lot of shots in.
Yeah.
In some of those. You know what I'm saying?
Scene 3.
Yes.
No chick, she's just like, got the knives and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I was rooting for her so hard.
So Samantha definitely fit the perspective of someone who could be that final girl.
Yeah.
She was dating Paul. Who is Paul? Paul was just as dorky as Ted and Jimmy.
Yeah, right. But he
just had a slightly better build.
I guess he was just
he
better
was taller.
shape.
He was he's taller, and he had that V, that T shape going on. That's it,
all
though.
it was.
He still rocked glasses. He still said stuff like
certainly doing fucking Curly Joe.
I'm telling you right now, I was totally like, why are we painting Paul like he's this like
really cool guy who gets all the chicks?
Because he was that again.
Because he like has the thing where he like, I have a girlfriend. Hey, other chick.
Let me talk
2 feet from my fucking girlfriend.
It was wild. So then the other couple is Doug. Doug is Rob Lowe.
He's Rob Lowe's stunt double, dude. I swear.
Mr. Cool. He's got the feathered hair.
Right. Blue eyes, chiseled cheekbones.
A blue button-up shirt, even though they're in the woods and it's too tight. And
yeah.
Look at me again. Just like he's
not shit you wear to the woods or the lake.
Too prim and like primmed up, right? Like just like fancy.
Preppy boy.
And so then there's also his girlfriend. Sarah. It was like almost going to forget. Again, there's just so many
of
names. Sarah is, again, another possibility for Final Girl.
Yeah, she's the innocent one.
She's the one not having sex.
Yeah, she's literally like when everybody's like skinny dipping, she's like doing her fucking homework.
Which again, like, is technically the survivor in most Friday the 13th. You don't do things wrong.
According to Jamie Kennedy's rules, she should have been fine.
So
but she went and had sex.
She did, but even they go, we don't know if that technically breaks the rules yet. Because technically, I say to you, do you not remember 2? Was that girl was definitely fucking?
Oh yeah, that's
her boyfriend were fucking, right? We see that.
Maybe this is the one that like sets a lot of the rules.
Maybe it is. But so again, though, that means that at this point we couldn't see her and know that by having sex it meant she'd die. That's all I'm getting at. She could have been a survivor.
She was a possible final girl.
And so those are all of our newcomers to the lake.
Our rental
they don't live there
because they rent the blue version of the Addams family's house.
So we'll go ahead and take care of our other teenagers then that live at the lake. So that's going to be Trish, which is Tommy's older sister. She is played by... I've just realized I didn't tell you who played Sarah or Doug or Paul.
It's Rob Lowe's stunt double. It's all we need.
I didn't tell names for... I was like, we should tell you who played these people. And then I didn't say any of their names.
Real quick.
So, yeah,
just because we're nice.
Judy Aronson, Doug Peter Barton, Sarah is played by Barbara Howard, and then Paul is Clyde Hayes. That's all of them. Trish, Tommy's sister, Kimberly Beck. We're all caught up.
There we go.
We've got 2 teenagers left that live at the lake, or maybe live at the lake, or we just don't find out enough goddamn information about them to know what the hell is going on. And that's the twins.
They're actually aliens.
Well, think about it. Do we find out?
No, they just run
show
into
up on
them
in
bikes.
the woods. They don't ask them like, "Oh, are you guys renting a place?" They don't say, "Are you,
Do you
here
live
with
around
your parents?"
here?
Nothing.
They're just like, we're going over to the lake. They're like, hey, so are we.
And so that's Tina and Terry. That's Camilla Moore and Carrie Moore. Obviously, real life twins. Gotta love when they actually use twins to be twins, because a lot of times movies find ways to get around that. I appreciate it when they do.
Parent Trap.
Yes.
Case in point.
Made before this when tech was worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they still could have thought they could get gotten away with it for this. But yeah, so that wraps up our teenagers. But this is what we were telling you guys. The number of teenagers is outrageous.
It's a
especially
large group.
Well, for being one that doesn't take place at the campgrounds.
Right? It's just we're like renting a house and we just accumulated more people on the way.
When you tell me that it's at the campgrounds, then
Makes
at
more
least that's
sense.
the excuse for why there's so many teenagers.
Oh, and like
there.
2, there's like twice as many, but half of them leave to go to the bar and never come back.
So again, like at least it all makes sense, right? Like, but this one is just like, oh, by the way, we're renting a summer house. Let's find every, like, I guess every teenager who hasn't been killed already, because before we take care of any other people in the movie, and there's not much else to talk about. I have to say that
What day is it today?
This is now Sunday the 15th. After we made the joke last time that it was Saturday the 14th, this is now Sunday the 15th, because for some reason this movie had to take place immediately after
the
so
literal next day.
One for no reason, even though one was made in 79, released in 80. 2 came out the next year, and they did a 5-year time jump for no reason. And then they proceeded to say each consecutive movie is only
next
another
fucking day.
But because of that, do you know what that means? This is the first movie since the first one that was released. Actually, it's the only one, because that one was shot in 79, so set in 79, released in 80.
Yeah.
This is the only one that is set in 84. Released in 84.
Nice.
The rest of them were set in
we've finally gotten the right time era,
because the other 2 were set in 84 but released in 81.
Yeah,
82.
2 and
like,
82.
God, it's so wild. Maybe that's why they decided to do it. They were like, we need to course correct this time jump for no reason.
Yeah, we didn't need to jump 5 years.
Oh, we got there, man. We got there. Now we know why. Actually, I don't know if we have any other people to talk about, really. Like, we mentioned already, because, Tommy Jarvis is Corey Feldman. There is one secret character actor that I wanted to mention.
Ooh.
Axel. Do you know who Axel is by name?
Axel.
It's the guy who runs
the guy in the morgue.
Yeah,
That's
Axel.
right.
Again, not an important
I was
guy.
like, who else is in this fucking movie?
The actor is important, not the character. I should have
okay.
specified. Yeah.
All right. Didn't recognize him.
He's not even that important. That's what I was gonna say. He's only important if you watched a lot of cable TV movies in the 90s when things were just being put on. And I happen to be one of those people who watched Police Academy, all of them entirely too many times.
Yeah,
this guy.
It's been 15 years since I've seen Police Academy.
He is one of the. He's one of the Police
He's one of the
Academy
Police
guys.
Academy
Yeah, he's
people?
one of the people in the first cadet training ones. He's in every movie. He's the guy who has the kids. Like, one person he's got the full family that looks like him. He's got the glasses, and his wife has the glasses, and his two kids got the glasses, and he's such a dork.
That's the one that had like the really huge gun.
No, Tackleberry had the huge gun.
Oh.
The guy who was military obsessed.
Oh,
But there is one where he shot the gun and fell backwards. Because that's what I told you. He was Tackleberry's squad mate. Like, they were always the ones that were patrolling together. But yeah, he is a total dork in that.
Coming soon,
funny.
Police Academy series.
Well, it's funny for him to be such a dork in that. And he's kind of...
He's supposed
bag. Well, he's a sleazebag, but he is obviously supposed to be suave.
Yeah.
Because
that chick just somehow magically just wants him.
No, that scene was so weird. She didn't. She hated him. She hated him. She hated him. She hated him. And then we didn't even see a thing that made her change her mind.
No, she just suddenly was like, oh, okay.
I was like, where did that come from? Yeah, that was so... Out of all of the
He's
things,
the suavest man in the world. He's just got to look at him.
Out of all the times in the movie, that was the most out of place one. I was just like, what the fuck just happened here? She shot him down consistently.
Multiple times. And then it's like, oh, okay. And then goes right back to hating him once they get the hand drops on him and scares him.
All right, so we have officially covered everybody. That again,
whole cast.
Most of those people aren't even that important.
No,
these are actors.
The first two we were just talking about are like our first kill, right?
Yeah. Some of these are actors that, well, even like the bigger teenagers, like these are actors I don't know from many other things. Again, I'm not trying to be insulting. I just literally they didn't go on. Most 80s horror movies is full of that.
Yeah.
Right? They were like,
you might get one.
Cheap people we can pay to do these movies.
They'll pull their tits out for low prices.
Essentially, there is a whole bunch of stuff about how one of the twins wasn't going to do the movie. Well, actually, one of the twins was going to be somebody else in the movie. I think she was going to be Samantha, but she didn't want to go full nude.
Yeah.
And Samantha goes full. And so she was going to tell them that. And when she went to tell them that, they found out she had a twin. And they were like, fuck, we got a better character for you. Can you get your sister? If your sister will come, then we've got the perfect idea.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't know if she will. I'll ask her.
She might not want to pull her boobs out.
Well, no. They hadn't even mentioned nudity. And so she got her sister to come before it was mentioned. And then they were like, we're going to need you guys both to get nude. And because the sister that she brought was like, oh, I'm down. She said, well, I guess if my sister's doing it, I'll do it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. That sister's like, I don't give a fuck.
Think about it, though. Only one twin actually showed well, no, I guess the skinny dipping scene.
The skinny dipping. But the
that's
other
barely counts,
you can barely
right?
see
like,
it.
That's so...
Little booty, some side boob, little nipple peek out of the water.
But again, their problem wasn't because it was going to be like that in the movie. Their problem was because they were going to be nude in front of a full camera crew.
Yeah.
Right? It was more about like actual... like
I have to do a sex scene? I don't know about that.
Well, but again, that's the
other twin.
They took the twin that was like, I don't
give a fuck. I'll be naked all day.
Yeah, so it was...
Look at me. Why would I put on clothes?
Totally one of those things where it did become a big issue with all of the girls. Like the fact that there was going to be so much nudity and they questioned each of them to be like, are you going to be okay with that? And they were like, look, I signed on for this movie knowing that some titties get popped out.
Yeah, like that's a horror movie, right?
But you're going crazy.
Fuck, like every chick in this movie gets naked.
Except for Trish.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Except for Trish. Trish is our good girl. Proving why she was actually the final girl. If we... Yeah. You're right. You might be right. This might be the one that sets up
the rules.
Because
Sarah or whatever, she finally has sex, and that's when she gets killed.
Again,
Trish never does nothing to nobody.
Samantha, they set her up to possibly be a final girl, but it's all an attitude.
Yeah.
But if this is the one that sets up the rules,
She has that
then it means-
survivor
Yeah.
feel to
But
her.
if this is the one that's setting up the rules, then it's the one that's letting us know that regardless of her attitude, the fact that she did the dirty deeds
Yep.
means she gotta die, right?
And she did it first.
Yeah, well, she constantly did. Again, that was the whole joke, right? Like she was just she
And
said
then
it. She said, why do you constantly do that? Well, I just gotta make sure I keep his attention, and
Yeah.
I can keep his attention by doing that.
Men are easy. Just show them tits. And they just like,
Dude, it was so funny. But so yeah, this movie was with all of those possible final girls. I loved this because, like we had already mentioned, 1 and 2 both have this aspect of like, who done it? Who's the killer? Who's
Yeah.
actually the person who's perpetrating this? Right? Because we don't know. We have it's very much a mystery.
why
still.
they do all the POV shots and shit.
3 had to get rid of that just because they started right after 2. So obviously, if we knew who the killer was in 2, we know who that is. This one had the same thing going for it, so we couldn't have a whodunit for the killer, right? And so I loved it because they did do a whodunit, but now whodunit, who is it, right? Who is the final girl? Because they did so many scenes to literally
flipped it
make
on
you
its
think
head.
it, right? There were so many times where they were like extra scenes with one of the girls where you're like, oh no, it's definitely this scene lets me know it's her, right? And then you'd see another one with one of the other girls and be like,
Well, maybe it's fucking her. Shit.
they did such a good job. I loved it because it did bring back that feel that you get from the first one of being like, whose boots are those? You know what I mean? Like it was kind of that vibe of being like, is she gonna be the one that does it? Big twist, surprise. Again, I guess spoilers for people that don't know. None of them.
Yeah.
None of them. Like one of them survives, but is not a quote unquote final girl. We know needs to be the one that kills
him,
the person.
right?
No final.
No final girl. We get final boy. Yeah, manliness.
I guess. It was a weird scene, and I don't really feel manly from it at all. Actually.
He's bringing the kill back to the men. He's an honored position.
Yeah, so Corey Feldman being the killer was the surprise.
Yeah.
Like, that's the real thing. That's what it was really. It wasn't there to try to be like, let's bring it back to
I don't
anybody.
give a fuck what they said. He super killed him.
Yeah.
He is super dead. He hacked him into tiny pieces.
And so again, like the big point about having him do it wasn't trying to be like bring it back for the men. It was because again, though, if it was bring it back for the men, it would have been fuck, dude. We almost forgot Rob,
our
killer, or our
camper?
guy who was supposed to
wilderness
stand up.
survival guy.
Who was
Big burly Rob.
But so again, if they were going to try to bring it back to the men,
Yeah,
it would have been him. It wouldn't have
but
been.
He dies in the worst possible way.
Look, no, I told you.
I know, but the way it comes across
No, it
in
does.
the movie,
I'm not even.
though.
Look, I'm not denying that he dies dumb.
He dies like
and
a
it's
bitch.
stupid and it's goofy.
He's killing me. He's killing me.
All I'm saying is that you do have to admit that once you found out the added information, it helped.
Yeah, I
Because it
see
did.
what the director was trying to
When
do.
I found out, it helped. I still think it's dumb, but at
why he
least
thought this would
the
work
intention.
here in this context.
So his plan was to make it mimic the Kitty Genovese death. I feel like weird because I'm like, I don't know how people are gonna know this. So in the 60s, there was a lady. She got killed and it's not even true. That's the thing. Like they went back and they like
There's
found
no
out. Well,
actual
the
record of
Times.
this.
It was the Times misreported how many people. Like most of it happened, but not the
way
specifics.
they say it.
Yeah. It wasn't like 36 people.
Just everybody just hanging out of their
Some
windows.
of them did,
just
in
watching.
fact, try to contact the police, but there was like some kind of outage for the radio system. Like there were the lady did die. It was tragic. It wasn't quite as bad
more a
as people
series
thought.
of unfortunate events rather than people just kind of eating popcorn
Than
and watching
people not
it happen.
caring. But the only thing is that the psychologist did do a thing. Bystander effect is real. And so that gets connected to it still in textbooks because the reason we have the bystander effect and know it's real is still because of that, even though
It's
that
largely
event-
been disproven.
that event was not
Not
the
the
way
way
it was.
they
I was
said
like,
it.
don't say disproven because that makes it sound like the bystander
Yeah,
effect's
no,
not real.
not what I meant.
Yeah, I know. I was like, just the history of the things that made them look into that effect, right? Like, again, they didn't say, oh, this is only real because we see it happen there. They had already had this theory of like that being a possibility. When the news broke, they were like, well, now we have an excuse to try to find out how real that is.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
And
hey,
now they found out it is real.
that building's on fire.
Oh, someone else
I'm
is
sure
gonna call.
somebody's already called
Yeah.
911, right?
And that was, yeah, that's basically the idea of it, is like, you won't do anything because you think somebody else will. And so when that lady died, supposedly, that's what she was screaming as people were witnessing her die, is that she yelled, he's killing me, because she could see that people were not helping her. And she was trying to make sure they understood,
what's happening right
in
now.
case you don't see what is happening.
Such
He is indeed
it's such a
killing me.
powerful thing.
That's so, when you hear that
Right?
story, you're like,
but it's just so out of context for Rob.
because it's not the same for
no,
him.
like, what
Because
the fuck
in-
did they expect Trish to fucking do?
Exactly. In the situation for that, it's powerful because she is watching people she knows are not trying to help her, and she is desperately pleading, help me. In his case, he is seeing the person he told to run because he already thinks you're a bitch and you can't help me.
Right? Run, he's killing me.
So for
run,
him-
he's killing me.
So
he's
for
killing
him,
me.
for
Run.
him to yell, he's killing me, it doesn't fit the same vibe.
I just kind of wanted her to just be like, I can see that, and then fuck off.
But yeah, so it's one of those, he's a tragic character in the franchise because he got done dirty.
Yeah, he did. He seems so badass.
Even if he, even
like
if
he brings the machete into the fucking
look,
movie.
even if he would have just died, but not
not
died
like
that,
that.
way,
a little bit more of a fight for him.
I don't even need the fight, just not the it's killing me. That's all I'm saying. Like, it still wouldn't be as bad because, as you've said, Ted White, very big dude, still very intimidating. As big as Rob was,
Yeah,
Ted was bigger
much bigger
in the Jason suit, so it still would have been like okay to see happen, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I get it. He had like 100 pounds on him.
It's the fact that he uses the dramatic, but we don't know it's supposed to be dramatic because we don't understand
So it
the
just
intention.
comes across as the silliest fuck. It's
Yes.
like this.
Well, not the silliest.
This unfortunately is like the most quoted part of the whole movie is the "he's killing me" bit.
because I would tell you the silliest death in this movie is Samantha, the person we
in
thought
the-
was the first final
in the
girl.
raft.
The face she makes, and she holds it. She hits
Through the
that,
whole scene.
She hits that raft, and her tongue is like licking the raft. I was like, that's dedication.
I wanted when Paul swims out to her later. I wanted her face to still be doing that when he found her.
They should have filmed it. that
Yeah,
way.
they should've-
They should have been like, look, we're gonna film this all together, so that way she's not having to hold this dumb face. But we need you to swim immediately.
As
Paul.
soon as we're done with her being dead, we're gonna cut. We're gonna,
Straight to you jumping
straight
into
to
the
you
water.
jumping into
Yeah.
the water.
You're right, dude. It would have been perfect. Yeah, her to me, Samantha had the silliest,
The silliest death.
or at least the silliest reaction to the death. I don't know
right.
exactly how to put it.
It's all
but
in her face.
like we already said, Ted was the one who was maybe the most tragic. If we're
Yeah.
gonna go down this list of like what these different deaths are,
At least everybody
because
else
Ted
got
was-
laid.
Well, and he got unduly shit. Like he was
Yeah.
a little bit of a perv, but in all fairness, Tina, the twin, right?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be his, didn't officially turn on him until she saw the hand through his crotch joke,
Yeah.
which wasn't that bad.
No.
But at that same time, she heard Jimmy scream at the top of his lungs, "Of course you've got it good. You got
have
the
the
hot
hot one."
twin." Which is a
yeah,
wild
stupid thing to
statement. They're
fucking
twins.
say.
He could have said the cool twin.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fine. Their personalities are different. No, he said the hot twin. The hot identical twin. While they're wearing matching
clothes.
outfits. Like literally that statement made no sense.
Her nose is a little bit
But my thing is
pointier.
like
I don't know.
to a twin like that would have been very like she
Yeah.
wouldn't have been like, he said I'm hot. He would have been like, that's rude as shit to my sister who you've been talking to all night, right?
Right.
But she then proceeds to not only go for Paul in front of Ted, but when Paul shoots her down at her sister's direction. These twins are weird.
Yeah,
dude.
they are.
She eyeballed her sister and goes, "Why don't you?"
Try that one.
And the thing about it is, she didn't tell, Terry didn't tell Tina to take him upstairs because she wanted to get with Ted, because she immediately sat down by Ted. Ted said 2 words and she was just like, yeah, no. So she wasn't telling her sister to do it because she wanted to be alone with Ted. Why did she tell her sister to do it?
It's just her. She was great wingman.
She was just encouraging her sister to try every guy at the party
until she gets laid. So I feel,
but then I
feel vindicated when I call you a slut later.
But then she got offended when she did. What the fuck?
I knew you were a whore.
Those sisters were the weirdest.
They feed off of each other's toxicity. And it is
very much so. And again, the funniest part is, like, we made fun of the fact that Jimmy said she's the hottest one. They all acted like that. None of them showed any interest in Terry. Paul, who has actively got a girlfriend,
literally
was also
right
into
there.
Tina. He only stopped at the last, and I mean
last second.
Dude might as well have had his dick in hand. It was rough, right? Like, he's walking into the other room with her while Samantha,
and he's just like,
there.
Wait a minute, hang on, I probably can't do this.
So again, but they all went for Tina. Fuck Terry. And again, they're identical, and you met them 5 hours ago. You don't know enough about them to be picking one over the other.
I don't know. I guess there's a scene we missed where one of them was just like, yeah, I like to suck dick. It's my favorite thing to do.
Right? Like, at least then it would make sense. But yeah, this was so wild, dude. Like, these 2 girls, that they were weird, and everybody's interaction with them was weird, dude. I was uncomfortable with it. On the note of uncomfortable, before, like, we're getting to where I think we've talked a lot. Like, when we're not trying to talk about
scene by
every single
scene
kill or scene by scene, we're getting towards the end. One thing I do want to
do an
mention,
hour just on everybody's kills.
We could,
man,
if we wanted to, because again, this one made it fun again. Like,
it was super fun.
After 3, where it was like redundant because
Crispen
it's all
Glover
the dumb effect, right?
Yelling for a corkscrew and then getting fucking hatchet to the face.
All of them jumping through the windows. He does that, throwing people through windows.
The dog. What did he do? We never even saw that. The dog dove through like the second fucking floor window for some reason. I want to know what happened that scared the dog so much. It was like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
So again, this one really made up for how bad 3 was overusing the 3D effect, right? Like these were good.
We made it up with gore and death.
But one of the things that I'll mention, as we were saying, there's so much debauchery on set, is like, I will point out to you, there was a child. There was a child on set.
Got to see a lot of titties at 11 years old.
No, that's just it. He actually. So,
oh, did they? Well, he worked it to where.
Listen. So the way this goes is, the producers and the directors and all of them were like, okay.
As much as I'm sure Feldman would enjoy this, we can't, right?
So like if you now think back to it, like most of the nudity he's not there for, right? Like,
yeah, it's true.
He's watching from the window. Well, he's not actually.
Yeah, you can easily
shoot.
Yeah,
they're not filming. You know, so he's not actually seeing anything. One of the times the producers had to step in, though, is that the scene at the lake when he first shows up to the lake with the dog and they're skinny dipping. That was supposed to be Samantha gets out of the water fully naked, just talks with him while fully naked,
standing there,
and while he's staring. At some point, was supposed to be like, what are you doing, silly kid? Or something like that.
You're
like,
too young to be here.
And somebody, one of the adults was like,
hang on.
No.
Yeah.
Can we not do that?
Cut to very disappointed Corey Feldman.
No, but wait, that's why I was going to get to it. So he did, though, still get a huge eyeful of that girl. Because, you know, the scene when the dog comes running out the first time.
Yeah.
Jumps up and she's like, oh, cute dog. And she was wearing a halter top.
Nice.
No bra or anything.
Nice.
And so Corey Feldman was like, yeah, so I could totally see. Like, none of them knew. Like, they were trying to protect me from nudity.
They were trying to keep it from me, but I got it, damn it.
Well, and again, like you said, for 11
years old, that's
like,
all you want.
That is good
literally all you want is to see a titty.
And
fuck yeah, go Feldman.
He made do with what he was able to, for sure.
As we all do. Especially before the internet. It's difficult times. Had to hope you found the Playboy.
Well, this was even better though. He found titties in the woods.
Real titties in the woods.
He said, "Look at those."
This is why he is honored among men.
But yeah, so this movie, lots of fun though. I mean, I enjoyed.
There's
Again,
20 minutes out of the whole movie that are boring. The rest of it's just fun fucking killing and blood and titties.
like I said, it's not my favorite in the franchise.
But it's by no means bad.
It's not
If
bad.
if this is your favorite one, I totally understand.
I get it.
Yeah.
This is what I was gonna say. Like, it's not my favorite one, and I know it's been like a decade. Like, I started the whole episode telling you, like, it's been a long time since I even watched this one. Watching it today made me realize I don't know why I've been treating it so bad.
Yeah.
Because it's not as bad. The next one that we have to watch, and the last one we had to watch, 3 and 5.
Yeah, 5's the one where he goes to
It's
like
not
the
Jason.
orphanage or what
Look,
the fuck
we'll
ever.
save this.
Yeah,
We're going to be talking a lot about.
Yeah,
I'm sure we have a lot to dissect.
We'll shred it next week.
But yeah, like 3 and 5 are the worst, and I have definitely probably watched 3 more recently than this one, and so like I am gonna fix the injustice I have done to this one by recommending everybody, please go watch this one. It's good. It's worth
this
it.
one.
It does not deserve as much vitriol as it gets, mainly because some of the, like, a lot of people like to give shit because of the Rob scene. Or there are some scenes that don't stand up, but that's why I had to tell you what the intention was.
We gave you some context, so now when Rob is yelling, killing
You're
me,
still gonna think it's dumb.
stupid, but at least you know why the director told him to do it.
You'll understand that the director wasn't trying to make it look dumb.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it wasn't his intention that he thought that looked dope. It's that he thought people would get the context and know the power behind it.
Unfortunate.
But before we can totally be finished, Bo, you know as well as I do, we're not done yet.
We're not? What's up? Oh!
We have one more thing.
That's right. We have a gimmick.
We have something to do.
Yeah.
I don't remember who asked who, so I'll just go ahead and start for it. Bo, what's the thing?
Why is it that every movie, doesn't even have to be a horror movie, I've seen drama movies do shit like this. Why does the mortician or morgue guy always have food in his hand when they show up to examine bodies? He's just sitting there just munching away on like a tuna sandwich. It's gross. It bothers me.
I agree with you that it's gross. And I agree with you that I would not do it. But I need to try to frame this in perspective. When you work a job, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, are you always able to leave that job site to eat your food?
No. But
So-
they're dead. They're not going anywhere. You can go in the other fucking room. You ain't gonna be standing there with the bodies.
We don't.
I've seen movies
don't-
where like
look.
the dude will put the sandwich on the dead guy and talk to the people.
Look, now that's too far, but
Right?
this wasn't that. Like,
That's fair. He didn't
he
at
was-
least didn't do that.
he was like at a TV, at a table.
Yeah.
Like, the body was still right behind him, but he was at a TV
That's
stand.
fair. At least he wasn't using the dead guy
He
as
was
a table.
facing the opposite. He wasn't even looking at him. You know, he was facing the opposite direction when he was eating and everything.
Yeah.
Fair
enough.
I'll say to you, though, again, there are times where I'm sure at those jobs you've had, you ate at work when you could have eaten somewhere else. This is
Yeah,
my point to you.
It's fair.
Sometimes we make the choice. And if you're there 40 hours
Doesn't
a
even
week,
see dead bodies anymore.
Yeah,
It's been
dude.
there so long. It's like, it's just meat.
right? Totally different.
No different than my cheeseburger.
I do agree with you, though. From that,
Cut to 5 years later, that more guys like started having like cannibalistic tendencies.
Uh,
It's all just meat.
I definitely agree with you. From the outside, is disgusting.
gross.
It is a disgusting trait. It's a disgusting thing. But I just understand the human level of
Yeah.
it, and I'm like,
Any-
okay, I
Any
get.
morticians or morgue operators listen to us?
Yeah.
Let us know. Do you eat with the bodies?
I understand how we end up in a world where that is something
Yeah.
that they do, right? Like, I can at least give him that. But it is definitely. I mean, it's still not something I would do either. I agree with you on that.
Well, I don't know. We haven't done it long enough. We should try.
Well,
Let's go.
well,
Let's
that's
go
my
work
point.
in a morgue for 6 months and see if we just start eating lunch in there.
How about this? We say on record right now that maybe directors try to find a better way to showcase
that
'cause
they're there
just-
all day.
Yeah, they're just because the whole point of that is just trying to show us like
They don't
that
have
he's-
time. They're there. They're
and he's
so yeah.
desensitized to it because he is there all the time.
There's got to be a better way than having them eat fucking food.
And I get it. That does do it really well because obviously we know they're desensitized to it to eat
But it's
there.
gross.
But it is gross. So maybe let's
maybe not food. Maybe just like a milkshake.
Well, I
Or
think the
something.
TV was good.
Yeah,
enough.
the
just
TV
watching
was really
TV.
good. Just or watching.
We didn't need the food
workout
too,
videos.
right?
Yeah, there you go.
That was fine. I think we needed the extra step.
One or the other.
right? Like,
can't do both.
just show us that casualness around them is happening.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be food.
Modern day, we can just have the fucker scrolling TikTok next to the body, just
Right.
kind of leaning up against it, like
Making a
this.
joke like, did you see that one?
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't.
That, but again, that is what we need to start doing more of. Less eating.
Exactly.
I'll agree with you.
I like that.
Okay.
All right, it's Shane's turn. Shane, what you kept like hinting,
Buddy,
outside like what it was, and you wouldn't tell me. Like, Shane, what is the thing?
I've got like 1,000.
I know you kept being like, but that's not my thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with my thing, but then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna mention a couple of the ones that I set you up with that were not, because you were just like, but those are good.
Those are good ones. All right, what's your actual thing?
So my actual thing is it's kind of a simple one. It's a mixture of in front of and behind the camera, right?
Yeah.
So like in front of the camera, we see this wicked dope death because this is the final chapter.
Yeah.
They
Fucking
never really intended
like machete to the fucking head.
And again, like the intention was never really for it to be the last in the franchise, but it was supposed to be the last Jason.
Yeah.
Jason.
He's supposed to be dead.
But so they left it open because originally the script called for a decapitation.
Oh.
He was supposed to straight cut his head off.
Mrs. Voorhees style, like
Yes.
full circle. Like she got hers cut off, he got his cut off.
Thus also inspiring another generation.
Yeah.
But instead, since he wasn't going to be... Well, since Zito was like, I don't know if I'm coming back, because nobody knows in a franchise this long.
I could be fired tomorrow.
He decided, he was like, instead of filming that, I want to change it a little bit. I want to make it to leave it open so that way if they want to maybe do something with that character, they can. And then proceeds to do the death you were just starting to talk about, where it's straight through underneath the eyeball, right, all the way to the nose.
And then he face plants,
falls
and
through.
it like just, and it cuts more of it when he slides down it. It keeps going like past his nose and
So
shit. Like his head's almost completely cut off.
It's
bisected.
Cheekbones to brain gone.
Yeah, the brainstem is gone.
There's no... So again, my point to you is just that how are you going to say I'm not going to decapitate him because I want to leave it open for the next guy if he wants to bring him back? But then do that. Like if you wanted to leave it open for the next guy,
decapitated him. It's fine.
If you want to leave it open for the next guy, though, don't we just like only do the hacking scene that's at the very end?
Yeah, because you could argue he's 11, he's not very strong, and he's just hitting all over the
and we don't know
place.
where exactly. Like they're wild
just
shots.
Somehow magically missed the head and was just getting like shoulder and leg.
If he wanted to leave it open, all he had to do was edit out the one. Like he didn't even have to like shoot something new.
Right.
He just had to take away from what he did put on the screen. Why not that way?
Because then we wouldn't have the awesome fucking visual of the fucking head just coming the fuck apart. I know it ruins the entire thing, but like that's like the best shot in the whole movie is when he.
I agree.
Yeah,
it's good.
Class Savini work right there.
But
I get it. It ruins a lot of shit.
It's weird.
Especially the whole
It's a
end,
weird choice.
The whole end where it's supposed to be like now Tommy's gonna be the new Jason and shit.
Yeah. Well, that was the setup. And we'll talk more about that next week because next week changes his Zito's plan in case he came back. Yeah, was that it was a psychological. Now that Tommy has
had to hack somebody to bitty bits.
Questionably lost his mom. We didn't really talk about that.
Yeah, she just kind of disappears
she just
from the
disappears.
movie.
But so since she maybe died, he is now literally just like Jason.
I maintain she saw a raccoon, it scared her, and she just ran off into the woods.
Because
we never see anything other than her just go.
Then she created a new life because in 5 and 6 she never came back for Tommy.
She ran to the next town over. She found a handsome librarian.
She found a handsome man named Jason. She lived her life away.
Jason Snorhees. So close.
But so to get to some of my notable mentions,
the ones where I was like, why isn't that your thing?
One of them, and now this one is the one, like, if it wouldn't have bothered me to know that he thought that was leaving it open. Like that, I don't know why that bothers me so much, but it's wild. It's wild to be like, so instead of
totally come back from that. How many people have you heard had half their head cut open and they were totally fine the next morning?
Look, All I'm saying is if you're going to tell me he can come back from that, then we also could have just said he can come back from the decapitation. All I'm going to mention to you right now is Halloween H2O. All I'm going to mention to you right now is Halloween H2O.
All right, never mind.
There was a decapitation of Michael Myers, and we just started the next movie with, nope, gotcha.
Totally fine. That was a
ya.
trick. It was actually the guy in the ambulance.
So I'm saying to you, we didn't have to do these hurdles to make a thing that still made it look like he was dead.
Yep.
He could have just left it with what he wanted. And then left it to the writer to figure out how to fix it.
Yep.
Right? We could have gone that route. But the Bo's take from all of them that I gave him that was the best was this one. And it's that, so Rob is here because he tells us he's on a crusade. Like, so we didn't even mention because we almost forgot to talk about him. But Rob's here because he's on a crusade. He's here to save his sister.
Or kill the guy who killed his sister.
Oh, save his sister's legacy.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to...
Revenge.
Exactly. Which is actually a good thing. That's an endless cycle, as we all know. You don't do that. That's why we're here in the first place.
Exactly.
Because Pamela wanted to get revenge on the now not teens that didn't do this to her kid. This is why revenge is a horrible cycle.
It's why it's horrible.
You just fall down it and you never get out of it. But so he decides he's got to get vengeance for his sister or something, or he's investigating.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to call what he's doing, but it's because of his sister. But as we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, today is Sunday the 15th.
So his sister died 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Technically, since when he first showed up, well, I guess the moment he pulled the letter out was at night. So 2 full days. But technically, when we saw him first encounter the Jarvises, a day and a half.
Yeah.
A day and a half from when his sister died.
In the 80s, there's no way that
How did he know?
No, they didn't even know.
They weren't from this area.
They weren't done processing the bodies yet, to let alone notify next of kin.
They weren't.
So is he supposed to like go meet them in the woods, and that's why he has all the camping shit?
I don't know.
But no, he has all the newspaper clippings. None of it makes sense.
And one of those newspaper clippings is from the 1979 article about when
that's right.
Pamela went on the killing spree. Why would he even have that one? This is 2 days after Jason. Most of those cops don't know this is Jason Voorhees or that this has any connection
to the first one.
Thank you. Because it's been 2
days.
Fucking days. So, Bo, and again, it's probably a better thing.
Yeah, but
it probably is.
The whole point is it's the thing that bothered you the most. And if that didn't bother you the most, it's fine.
Although
that is a really good one.
I'm sure people at home are like, man, I heard the way he just talked about that. I think
it's worth mentioning. It's great, though. And now you're going to watch it and go, oh, yeah. It makes no fucking... Rob makes no sense. He's the thing in the movie that makes the least sense.
Yes, 100%. Well... Again, so my other notable mention, the other one is much smaller, but Bo also was like, I actually fully, like, this one was a surprise. This one Bo heard and was like, yeah, you're right. That's fucking wild. Think about it. The other one I told him and he was like, no, I definitely had the same thoughts. And the other one is just that 11-year-old Tommy Jarvis cannot
There's no way.
Make these masks.
There's no way. They're 100% too good.
Not
unless
his,
he's like a savant. Right? Like, he's like Michelangelo in 11-year-old form.
I agree.
No fucking way.
Exactly, dude.
This is Tom Savini's fault. There's an easy fix for this. All he had to do was take Feldman into his shop and say, I'm going to show you how to make some stuff. You make some shit, and we'll put it in your room.
As that background pieces.
That way it'll look like an 11-year-old did it.
No, instead, what do we get? We get Tom Savini, I guess, going to his studio.
Showing off.
And grabbing the nicest masks he's ever produced.
Like, look at this. This is badass. This is alien.
Decoration in the room. The first one we fucking see Tommy wearing with no mention of what's going on.
The mouth moves too perfect.
The eyeballs were glossy.
And it like blinks.
There's no way a kid, an 11-year-old, in 1983, when it was filmed, 1984, when it's set, did that.
No way.
With no actual teaching. Like, if he had an apprenticeship,
because his mom says, like, oh, you've taught yourself so much. And he tries to be humble. He's like, all I did was modify it. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So my fat ass.
Yeah, my fat
ass.
My fat ass, you did that.
But that wraps up. Those are my
all
three.
of the things.
That's my real one and my notable mentions. The middle one being the one that Bo thinks is the best.
It's
the
one.
top. It is top tier because it's one of those really little things that
it breaks the whole movie, really.
Well, and it really breaks everything because what happens in a movie like this is that you forget once you because you just get into
you don't think about
killing. So like by the time you're halfway through the movie and that speech comes out of his mouth, you're not thinking about the fact that this is a day after 3, which was a day after 2.
They're good at making you forget.
But now the other part about that I speculate to you is, does that mean that Zito didn't know? So he was like, I want to make this one a sequel to 3 because I liked how that ended.
Yeah.
But he didn't go back and watch 3 himself to actually see how that one worked, to know it was a sequel immediately from 2.
I could see it. You know how they
he only remembered the end.
Yeah,
right?
he's like, where she hit him with the
I
axe.
loved it. Yeah, he hung, but he didn't die, and then all this stuff. And he's like, I want to pick up right there.
Up right in the barn,
but then
right
he
where
didn't
he
actually watch 3 again to see that that's how it started. Because what's funny is he famously did not want to use recycled footage, which is why we didn't have an 18 or 12 minute montage like 2 and 3 did of the previous movies.
We just got like a little
real quick
3-minute clips of
which is great.
These are the deaths so far, which I thought was great. It was like this guy died, that guy died, that guy died.
2 would have only been an hour and a half like this one without 18 minutes of recap.
Yeah.
3 would have been an hour and 30 minutes, not an hour and 45 without 12 minutes of recap.
Yeah.
This one hits an hour and 30.
Yeah, and it's only got like 2.5 minutes
because
of recap.
Because they didn't waste time on recap. This is on that whole topic, this is the first one that reused the scene, the same set from a previous movie. So when the place you see, the farm that is the same farm. They went to the same place to film that. But again, that's to show how much Zito is like, he didn't want to reuse and just say, because remember, that's how 3 did it.
Yeah.
3 said, here's how 2 ended.
We're just going to pick
he's alive. He left now.
He left. We're just going to pick up
so
from
this
there.
one was like, look, I don't even want to do that. I just want to show the aftermath.
Yeah,
and him wake up.
People picking him up and put him in the ambulance. Cops being like, what the fuck happened?
So again,
it's really good, just not your favorite.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to wrap up the end here. We have gone full circle to come back to me talking this one up so much. Yeah. It is really good. Not my favorite.
It's really the return to form for the franchise, because it was like there was starting to drop off at 3 because the 3D gimmick did not help it.
Well, and so this one that's definitely what happened. This one revitalized
the entire thing.
And that's why they had a 5.
Yep.
Because again, like I said, this one was written. He didn't necessarily think it would keep going, but he wanted it to. And he wanted it to be a very specific story that went forward. That's not what happened, but the franchise did indeed
kind of want to go back in time and give him the fucking 5th one and see
what he would have done.
What he would have done. I feel like it would have been way better.
But it would have been there's still massive time jumps either way.
Yeah, it's true.
The next one's massive.
Yeah, it's like
because Tommy goes from a kid to like an adult, 19. Like 18 or something. Yeah, so we're about to get some big time jumps.
So it won't be what, Monday the 17th?
No, it will. Thankfully, Monday the 16th. We will no longer be in this weekend. It will no longer be this.
Enough people have died this weekend. I think we're done.
All right, though. On that note, we are officially done with the movie. Man, this is
great. Go buy a Thriller pack. I refuse to believe any of them are fucking bad at this point.
I don't know. The pumpkin.
I don't know. As long as it's not that shipyard shit, man, I'm sure it'll be great.
Look, if it's, I stand by this. If it's pumpkin, not pumpkin spiced apple cider.
Yeah, because we got a apple one already. That's the next one.
So I don't need one that's pumpkin spiced apple.
Yeah, give me pumpkin.
Like, I like pumpkin flavor. Like, pumpkin flavor. Not pumpkin spice. I like pumpkin. Give me a pumpkin cider. Yeah. I'll try. Let's hope that's what it is.
Nice pumpkin risotto. Right?
So let's
fancy.
Let's hope that's what we're getting there.
I hope so, man. But we're not doing that one yet.
I agree with what you said so far. The berry was delicious. I like this one better than the berry.
I do too. I want Can we just get 12 packs of all of these?
No, they do this every year. It's not always Jason, but every
Yeah.
year it's like a thriller pack, and it's always like this.
I just want a 12 pack of all of these so far.
They do the blood orange. I think they have a blood orange one that's year round. I don't know if it's the same recipe. Like, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like
Might be a little different.
Yeah.
We'll have to find it and try it.
Next week though, what are we gonna do, Bo?
We are going to be doing the sinful apple. The apple
Cinnamon
of sin.
apples. I love that because
I do too. That's like the best flavor combination.
well, it's because that's
ever.
That's where we get cider meets cider.
Yeah.
Like, that's where American apple cider meets
and
British
cider. Yeah.
apple cider. Because British cider is alcoholic beverage. American apple cider is non-alcoholic unless you add some booze into it.
Little bourbon in there.
Little rum or bourbon.
Yeah.
That's usually the tradition. But so again, it is though just a drink, but it is apple with cinnamon and flavored cloves.
Usually
and like,
served hot, warm with like a
so
cinnamon
this one
stick
won't
in
be
it.
hot, but the
little
fact that
lemon.
we're getting like the British idea of cider,
Yeah.
but with cinnamon to make it like the American meets the British is gonna be.
I hope
like
it just tastes like an apple pie. That's all I want.
I kind of feel like it's going to.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Once you
great.
start putting cinnamon and apple together, you always start
It's
leaning
the
towards
greatest
pie.
flavor combination on earth. Fight me.
And again, I feel like we shouldn't need to say this, but next week's movie, as we've referenced many times in this episode, and the social media posts have
That's
probably
right.
mentioned that
That's
it's the
right,
whole
everyone.
month.
We are doing the Care Bears movie from 1983. So get your little bears and your heart stuff, rainbows.
I mean, I'm down. Don't
That's not
joke
what
with
we're
the people.
doing. I'm
you
willing
know,
to do it, just not right now.
So next week is going to be Friday the 13th, part 5. Everybody buckle in. You've already heard us start. We almost went down the
We
road
almost
to be
started
like,
too. But
why we don't like that one.
just
on principle.
tune in next week to find out just how much we don't like that one.
and what the problems
And what
are.
the fucking problem is, exactly.
But on that note, Bo, is there anything else you want to hit the people with before we are
I
done?
want everyone to subscribe. I want them to subscribe. I'm going to keep saying subscribe because apparently when you say subscribe, the button for subscribe lights up and goes, wee. So subscribe. Share us
I
on
didn't
all
know
the...
that subscribe
No,
does
I
that.
didn't either. Apparently it's a thing.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
Okay, I like that.
See you next week. No, not yet. Wait.